Huge and pissed off California Governor Jerry Brown, you'll cheer. On numerous occasions, we figure out how broken the leadership is in California. Their radical, socialist agenda has transformed the excellent state into a bad dream. The superliberal leaders keep on raising assessments, insure illicit workers, and drive organizations to different states. In the meantime, their foundation endures, posturing incredible hazard to subjects. Via Daily Caller, California lawmakers are stepping up their climate campaign ahead of President Donald Trump's decision Thursday on whether to leave the Paris Climate Agreement. Democratic Governor Jerry Brown is pushing state leaders across the country to demonstrate support for the nearly 200-nation agreement if Trump pulls out of a coordinated response to global warming. The non-binding agreement, which former President Barack Obama signed in 2015, committed each country to reducing greenhouse gas emissions that scientists believe are causing man-made global warming. Brown signed the Road Repair and Accountability Act, an unpopular law that imposes a 12-cent per gallon increase on Californians, and raises the tax on diesel fuel by 20 cents per gallon. Republicans signed signatures for a recall effort against one of the Democrats who supported the bedraggled law. Recently, Trump authoritatively withdrew the United States from the Paris Climate Accord, saving an expected 6 million U.S. jobs. The accord was a ghastly understanding that punished the United States while compensating the biggest polluters of the world like China and India. In any case, leaders like Jerry Brown don't appear to mind. They just utilize the issue of nature as a way to push socialism. They impose great organizations and punish buyers. With minimal confirmation their progressions improve the climate. It's one of the left's greatest untruths. What's more, because of Trump, the United States will have no impact on it. However, for quite a while, California keeps on rebelling against our commander-in-chief. They push loathsome, poisonous approaches down the throats of their residents. They remunerate criminal outsiders and punish private ventures with silly charges. The reality of the situation will become obvious eventually how much harm those dim-witted liberals will do to their Keenan state. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H.T. The Daily Call. Resignation. Paul Ryan defies President Trump, look what he said. With regards to his association with President Trump, House Speaker Paul Ryan is to a greater extent an undeniable irritation than he is an assistance. He more likely than not made sense of that by impeding the president he is giving himself and the Republican House he drives in notoriety for being a piece of a do-nothing Congress. Apparently, he trusts his qualifications as an rhino are more essential than his leader's motivation. In any occasion, he is, no less than, a failure to conservatives. Review that he was chosen to the position of the Speaker in the fallout of the resignation of previous Speaker Boehner, another Republican who experienced considerable difficulties this conservative thing right. Review additionally that Ryan was Mitt Romney's running mate in 2012. So it is absurd to anticipate that Ryan will be a reliable conservative. It's simply not in his blood. Ryan's most recent cleanup with the president includes the president's immigration agenda. In particular, Ryan contradicts President Trump's intent to forbid lawful migrants from getting welfare benefits for the initial 5 years they are in the nation. The thought is to safeguard that the individuals who arrive here lawfully can act naturally supporting. It bodes well, consequently, Ryan contradicts it. House Speaker Paul Ryan, seems to want struggling working-class Americans to stay poor, saying he is opposed to President Donald Trump's proposed immigration cuts. Trump, along with Sens. Tom Cotton, RR, and David Perdue, RGA, this week introduced the RAISE Act, a largely merit-based immigration program that aims to protect the U.S. taxpayers and American workers by reducing legal immigration and putting upward pressure on wages. Ryan's not content with this. What's his concern? I just think arbitrary cuts to legal immigration do not take into account the economic needs as the boomers are retiring, Ryan told the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel on Friday afternoon. With baby boomers leaving the workforce, We will still have labor shortages in certain areas, and that's where a well-reformed legal immigration system should be able to make up the difference. So Ryan trusts that legislation intended to build the level of assurance that legitimate outsiders are employable and not prompt welfare cases is a terrible thing. How does including outsiders who draw welfare benefits help Americans? Obviously, it doesn't. Breitbart News' John Carney's analysis has determined that the bill, which would cut legal immigration into the United States by half, and grant entry based on education, the ability to speak English, and job skills, would actually make the working class Americans wealthier because the gross domestic product per U.S. resident would grow. It would be extremely invigorating if those on the left, and in addition rhinos like Ryan, would begin concentrating on approaches that would profit working Americans, so their earnings and riches can develop. Working class Americans don't have a lasting pay of the level that a previous congressman or congressperson draws. Officials occupy an altogether different world from whatever is left of us. In any case, that is another issue for some other time. At the present time, there's work to be done in remedying Mr. Ryan's faulty positions. Or, then again, perhaps now is the ideal time just to replace him. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H. T. Breitbart. FBI makes huge announcement about Hillary Rodham Clinton, finally. After James Comey got fired, one person in the world should be most afraid from his termination. Hillary Clinton is that person, and she with her husband will have to think seriously about what are they going to do in not so distant future to protect themselves. FBI veteran and expert Brian Widener announced something big, and you have to see it. Fox News reported that Brian Widener, a veteran former FBI agent, said that Comey's firing could lead to both the case and the immunity deals struck during that investigation being revisited. I would be surprised if they did not review all the investigations regarding HRC and come up with a conclusion regarding prosecution. The statute of limitations hasn't come into play yet, he said, adding that a new AG and new director may take a good look at the entire case, and if anyone who received immunity did not live up to their agreement, like Huma Abedin, with the classified documents on her computer, the deal is off and they are potential targets again. Former State Department Inspector General Howard Krongert said that he is still unhappy about the way Comey handled the Clinton investigation, giving immunity deals to key Clinton aides Abedin, Brian Pagliano, Cheryl Mills, John Bentel and Heather Samuelson. He described it as the granting of immunity to 5 senior Clinton aides for virtually nothing in return, adding that this is normally done in return for a proffer of evidence or testimony which will build a bridge from one level to a higher level. In this case, the immunity grants build a moat around the higher level, not a bridge. H. T. Mr. Conservative, Hillary Clinton shouldn't be protected. Her immunity was given not to protect the investigation, but to protect Hillary only. Now, we will finally see some justice. Share this post if you think Hillary deserves to be locked up. Share this story if you think Hillary Clinton should be locked up. Culprits exposed. Gingrich uncovers highest level of corruption in U.S. history, details. In the event that you observe any of the mainstream media outlets today, you will see innumerable stories about debasement and scandal inside the Trump Organization. The media are hyper-centered around finding the famous indisputable evidence regardless of the possibility that none exists. Thus, let us make a stride back and recall what the mainstream media could so effortlessly overlook. They put Obama on a platform and guaranteed he couldn't take the blame no matter what. As he exited office, they adulated his organization as scandal-free despite the fact that there were real scandals, for example, Benghazi and Fast and Furious, both of which cost American lives. Fox Business even revealed last October that previous Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich called the defilement inside the Obama organization the best ever. We have never in American history had the depth of corruption that we are seeing, and frankly you'll notice that John Podesta, the leader of the Clinton campaign, was having dinners with Justice Department officials while they were investigating Hillary Clinton, Gingrich said. Gingrich kept calling FBI Director James Comey the first corrupt director we've seen, in the sense that clearly the stuff that he knows is a lie. I clearly assume he was pressured by the Attorney General, who had a secret meeting with Bill Clinton on an airplane the week they were going to investigate his wife, he said. Gingrich precisely anticipated the thrashing of previous Democratic presidential chosen one Hillary Clinton. I believe in the end, Hillary loses. I do not believe the American people are going to send someone to the White House who is about to get indicted and be facing very severe penalties for what she has been doing, he said. Along these lines, as we at the end of the day turn on the news tonight, we should keep things in context. The mainstream media are not announcing the news. They are detailing a story spun to suit their own particular convictions, their own philosophies and their own particular plans. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comments section below. Share the truth, be patriots. Thank you for reading. H.T. Fox Bussines. Another leaker down. Nobody can believe who the Army just caught. Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis must be breathing a sigh of relief tonight. The Army, together with the FBI, has stopped a very potentially dangerous situation involving a U.S. soldier allegedly involved with ISIS. Sergeant First Class Ike Kukang, who has served in the Army since 2001, was arrested Saturday night by an FBI SWAT team at Schofield Barracks in Honolulu. He has been under investigation for about a year, over multiple incidents of concern that he had become radicalized. He served in both Iraq and Afghanistan, and his father, Clifford King, said that his son began studying Islam while there. The FBI arrested him for allegedly trying to give classified documents and a drone to undercover agents who he believed to be members of ISIS. It is frightening to think that a threat such as this could be within our military. Our country, including our president, is committed to obliterating the threat of ISIS from the face of the earth. It's sad to think that the threat could be found right within our own military. Most of our military men and women, however, are doing their best and sacrificing so much to keep our country safe and free. It's good to know that people are paying attention and caught this threat before he was able to do any damage. If you support our military and want the men and women who serve to be able to do their jobs without this sort of threat, please share this with all your friends. H/T Fox